The Jaguars have now got the ability for the lead. The Judson Eagles actually tied today against Holy Cross. And you know what? I'll explain all that details later. We're going to send it to Phil in the press box and the introductions.
And now the starting lineup. First for St. Xavier from Solario Academy in Chicago. Number 0, the goalkeeper, senior Joel Estrada. From Belvedere, Illinois, number 7, Jayden Aguilera. From Stickney, Illinois, a defender, a junior, number 9, Daniel Diaz. From Lombard, Illinois, a junior defender, number 12, Kevin Kapika. From Midlothian, Illinois, number 13, Aldo Luganas. From Palos Park, Illinois, number 16, Nick Tameo. From Chicago, number 17, Omar Aparicio. From Burbank, Illinois, number 18, midfielder, Pedro Guzman. Number 19, from Summit, Illinois, a junior, Saul Camacho. From Chicago, number 22, a senior, Valente Lara Jr. And rounding out the lineup from Crestwood, Illinois, a sophomore midfielder, number 34, Aiden Breslin. The head coach in his 21st season, Ed Vucinich. Assisted by Adam Hewitt and Alan Garcia. And now for the home team on the scoreboard, the Governor State University Jaguars. The goalkeeper from Catalonia, Spain, number 1, Marcel Salom Chandre. From Madrid, Spain, number 2, Raul Garcia. From Sabaudia, Italy, number 3, Flavio De Palma. From Hungary, a sophomore, defender number 4, Martin Barambas. From Manchester, England, the captain, number 5, Alexander Judd. From Gilman, Illinois, senior midfielder, number 7, Diego Camarena. A freshman from Spain, number 8, Jero Bencomo. From Belo Horizonte, Brazil, a senior, number 9, Rafael Severio. From Madrid, Spain, a freshman defender, number 16, Luis Moreno Carrasco. CCAC Player of the Week for the second time from Rome, Italy, sophomore, number 18, Andrea Croce. And rounding out the lineup from Caracas, Venezuela, number 28, Abraham James. The head coach is Matt Agard. National Championship caliber coach Matt Agard, associate head coach Juan Soto, assistant coach Vivo Arriaga. Your officials, Fernando Pena, Adrian Orchu, and George Parton. Welcome to the Sportsplex in Crown Point, Indiana. This is Governor State University Soccer.
Good evening, everybody. This is Mark Robert bringing you tonight's game. We thank Phil Smith for the introductions as the teams go out on the field. And it's obviously good that everything went to game plan this evening. I see they wanted to get this thing started a couple minutes early, or we would have had some more details, which I will share with you. We were talking about the Judson Eagle game today, and we'll touch base on that in just a few minutes. Right now, the Jaguars are on the field, getting ready to go right to left on your screen or south to north in their typical all-white orange lettering. The St. Xavier Cougars are out there in their red with white trim, white lettering, and white numbers. Wind is, we do have a little bit of strength on the wind tonight. I know it's a little cool as I was walking around here this evening. There is no rain in sight. I know we were threatened with some rain this afternoon, late this afternoon. None of that fell. But our flags right now are almost standing straight out. So Jaguars are going to have the wind with them to start this game, and we'll have to fight against it on the second half. Looks like St. Xavier is going to get this underway. 45 minutes, and it's underway. So the Jaguars, they're going to take over for their first shot. That kick was just proof of the wind. The wind here doesn't exactly go from south to north. It usually goes from southwest to northeast. So it blows across the field and up the field. Jaguars trying to get some going. Nice defense work by the Cougars. Jaguars trying to get control of it. St. Xavier has been putting on some really good defense here in the first couple minutes. Cougars bring the ball back. Ball kicked way down. Jaguars have it in front of the goal. There was a shot blocked. So Jaguars goalie puts it way up. Joel Estrada. Nice strong kick, and that again is against the wind. As we were talking early in the game, actually trying to talk about in the pregame, Judson Eagles, and in front of the net, going to go all the way across. St. Xavier gets it out of there. Jaguars coming up the far side of the pitch. But Judson Eagle and Governor State have been pretty much tied. Shot going up towards the goal. Off the frame. Alex Judd with a bounce off the post. Deep kick. But the Eagles and the Jaguars have been playing tough ball. They've been tied all the way down. Saturday night, Jaguars got the edge with a total demolished effort on top of Calumet St. Joe's. They won that game 10-0, which put them in the lead with the tiebreaker because Eagles and the Jaguars actually tied when they played each other. So the tiebreaker goes to how many goals you've scored. Right now the Jaguars have that lead. But this afternoon, Judson Eagles actually tied Holy Cross which means a victory tonight puts the Jaguars up on top of the standings. In fact, if the Jaguars can win this game, right now this St. Xavier Cougars team is the one team that can still have a mathematical chance of getting high enough to knock the Jaguars down if the Jaguars unfortunately go into a tailspin, which of course we all doubt that. But the Jaguars can lock in a home field advantage for the quarterfinals with a victory tonight. That'll put the Jaguars up far enough that they're 2 games. Nice kick down the field. It's crossing. It's in. It's in. Jaguars on the board with the first goal of the game. Andrea Croce with that shot on the goal. And you heard Phil Smith, player of the week. Well, Croce may be in the running for another one going on. An amazing goal. Croce took that ball around midfield, and it was a foot race to the net. Estrada came out trying to cut his angle down. Unfortunately for Estrada, Croce's just too skilled, and he put it right where he was able to get it into the net. So we're at 39-50, and the Jaguars are up 1-0. Ball at midfield. Jaguars grabbing it again. Charging in front of the net, 2 defenders. Garcia tried come in to help. Nice steal from the Jaguars. Spill on the field. Player is down. Ref has not stopped the action. He's got the whistle up. 39 minutes left in this first half. St. Xavier trying to take the opportunity to try and tie this game. Jaguars at the moment are just showing some amazing speed. In fact, this is some of the fastest running I have seen out of them all year. Shot down the near pitch. James with the ball. I don't know if the Jaguars are popping up the ball or if they're just trying to play keep away from the Jaguars, because if Jaguars don't have the ball, well, then obviously they can't they can't shoot. Quick shoe tie over on the far side. Can't see a number from here on who it is. Jaguars trying to work it in front. Shot towards the goal. A second goal in the net. A second goal for the Jaguars. Up 2-0. Only 7.5 minutes into this game. Jaguars are psyched tonight. They're putting on a... We'll listen to Phil Smith. Rafael Severio with that goal. Jaguars up 2-0. Jaguars seem to be playing with this renewed energy tonight. They know that they can take care of business tonight, and they are pouring it on. Kevin Kapika kicked that ball way out of bounds, not only out of the field, out of the stands, and out of the park. Jaguars keeping it going. James down in front. In front of the net. James off of Kapika's head. James was trying to get the ref to call a handball out of it. St Xavier, the Cougars, trying to find some movement. Spreading it around. Defense by the Jaguars has been stifling. Shot towards goal. Chandre in front of it and stops it. James brings it out to Judd. Bring it back to Chandre. Chandre slowly sneaking up the field. Being an extra player, if you will, out there. It's going to be a corner kick. De Palma with the kick in the corner. Actually, I think it's Garcia. Garcia's with the corner kick. In front of the net. Head out by St. Xavier. The Cougars got it out of there. Bencomo tried to do something with it. The only thing he was able to do is kick it out of bounds. We told you about the Judson game earlier today. A couple other games. Well, actually, only one other game happened earlier today. Viterbo played a non-conference game against Bellevue out of Nebraska. Bellevue beat up on Viterbo 4-1. .33 left in this first half. Ball put into play. Little pushing and shoving. Foul on Jaguars. St. Xavier trying to put it into play really quick. Stops the clock. 33-14. So a yellow card was called, we believe, possibly on Bencomo, number 8. Shot towards the net. We've got one player down. Diego Camarino is down. He's back up now. Other scores today, actually other scores that are happening at the moment. Second half with 39 minutes left. St. Ambrose is beaten up on St. Francis 5-1. Clock is stopped at 32:48. In the first half, over at Calumet, Indiana Northwest is piling it on 4-0. And 38 minutes left in the first half here. Jaguars up 2-0. Jaguars trying to get some action in the center. St. Xavier is showing definitely some good speed out there, although their footwork isn't exactly up to par with the Jaguars' work. So St. Xavier with a corner kick. Ball in the play, in front of the net. Grabbed out of the air by Chandre. It seemed like almost everybody out there except Chandre seemed to be asleep. Not a single person budged, moved, or flinched when the ball came towards the center of the field. Camarena trying to find some movement. James, nice pass over to James. Looked like the foul was on Camarena. Not sure exactly what happened. It may have been a little bit of an acting job out there, but there was a little bit of contact. Jaguars. Nice block by St. Xavier. Chandre quickly puts it out to the far side of the pitch. Jaguars defending their side nicely. Chandre putting it up high. Wind took it a little bit. You could see a little bit of a movement up there with the ball. Jaguars on their far side. Ball going in front of the net. Deflected by a St. Xavier player. Estrada diving to get the ball. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick. Croce taking the kick. Kick towards the net. Off the pole from the outside. Ball at midfield again. The Cougars seem to, not sure why, they just seem to prefer bouncing that ball around off their head instead of by their feet. James up in the center. Ball kicked, blocked. 2 blocked shots by Xavier. Cougars are definitely showing some speed, showing that they can keep up with the Jaguars, although when you get James out there, Alexander James, there's just no one that can keep up with him. Speaking of James, he's got the ball. Pops it up, header towards the net. Estrada easily grabs it. Seems like the Jaguars, after those 2 scores, have kind of just slowed themselves down just a bit. When you've got a 2-run or 2-goal lead, rather, guess it would be time that you can just back off a little bit. Still put the pressure on, but you don't have to tire yourself out. You're the one with the lead. Jaguars shot towards the net. Estrada grabbing the ball again. Even if it would have missed, it would have hit the side of the netting. Estrada, my goodness, the leg on him. Cougar player took a spill, looking over at the ref like, I can't believe you called it, or didn't call it. Well, quite frankly, from my angle, the ref didn't need to call it, unless, of course, he's calling a foul on the 23-yard line, because I think the line jumped up and caught his foot. Quick corner kick. Short, quick corner kick, actually. Ball heading over and almost over the net, or over the fence and out. Almost took 2 young ladies out that were trying to come to the field to watch today's game. The only thing I could say to those 2 fans is this is why you should show up on time. But everybody's okay, so we can mock or we can kid. Jaguars got it in front of the net. Barombos. Offsides, Jaguars. Barombos, though, if you were able to see that, number 4 for the Jaguars, does an amazing spin move out there with the ball. Charges down the field, and on a dime, he just spins while still controlling the ball. There's a shove from behind by the Cougars. That was number 3, Lagunas, with the foul. Cougars put the ball deep down in there in the end. Another spill, ref says play on. Here comes James. James puts it deep down. Kick over to the far side. 1 defender in front of him. Camarena trying to control. Kicks over to James. I'm not sure where James comes, because he was on the other side of the field just 5 seconds ago. James, he gets past the defender in front of the net. I truly have no idea how James got over to the near side of the pitch, considering he kicked that to Camarena from the far pitch of the 30-yard line on this field, and then somehow, someway raced over to this side and was able to take the pass from Camarena on the near side of the pitch. Estrada's going to get the honor of the kick. With his leg, I wouldn't blame him. By the time Estrada's kick comes down, there's only 25 yards to the goal.
Substitution for St. Xavier, number 8,
Francisco Espinoza, number 8, is in for the Cougars. Jaguars trying to get the ball out from their end. Off to the races. Jaguars going to call offsides. This is the penalty that happens to the Jaguars when they run so fast. They're easily in front of the opposing players and end up getting offsides calls. Same thing happened Saturday night against Calumet St. Joe's. Although I believe Saturday night with Calumet St. Joe's, it was more along the lines that Calumet just wasn't moving. Chandre grabs it out of the air. But Calumet St. Joe's, they just wouldn't move. Our players reacted to the ball, and then we ended up offsides because we got behind the opposing players who didn't move. Offsides again. 21 minutes left in this first half. Cougars still trying to get themselves on the board. A swing and whiff by a Jaguar player. Ball's in play. So 14 and 21 are in for the Jaguars. We've got number 14, Juan Gallardo, and number 21, Giovanni Salazar. Salazar got on the board twice Saturday night against Calumet St. Joe's. Had one of his best nights of the season. Jaguars are definitely using a lot of the pitch tonight. They're not afraid to take the ball from one side of the pitch to the other. Little shoulder nudge by James. Ball out front. They're going to call offsides. That's the Jaguars' fourth offsides penalty. Cougars are still 0 on that penalty. Jaguars spreading the field. Judd. Another header there there's another header. Seems like the Cougars love to play with the header. Spill for a Jaguar player, just incidental contact. Jaguars got it going the other way. Kick it way down where Estrada's the only player to be able to get to it. Ball kicked again. Every time he kicks it, it seems to go further and further down the field. And again, he's got a strong headwind that he's fighting into. The flags are standing straight out on the poles on the other side of the pitch. Out of bounds, deflected off the Jaguars. Kapika going to throw it in. Chandre jumps to grab the ball. Whistle. Stopped at 17:04. The foul was on Chandre, our goalkeeper. Clock is stopped at 17:04. Chandre was trying to argue his case. He's backing away. His teammates are telling him to back away. It'll be a penalty kick.
Let's go, Marcel!
Espinoza will be doing the kick. Espinoza. And it's blocked! It's blocked! Chandre denies! Corner kick now for the Cougars. Little pushing and shoving in front of the net. Towards the net, way over the top of the net. Jaguars get it down the field. Jaguars in the middle of the pitch. Stopped by the Cougars. Offsides, Cougars. So there's the first call for the Cougars. "16 minutes left in this first half. So right now the Jaguars have 2 yellow cards on the night. Cougars haven't received any at this moment. Jaguars putting it down. A lot of red jerseys circling the center of that field. Ball trickles past everyone. Estrada, again, the only player in the vicinity to grab it. Sorich trying to play a little cat and mouse with him. Trying to distract Estrada. Luis Escalante's in the game, number 11. Also Diego Rodriguez at 19. And Peter Sorich, number 23, is in the game. James throws it in. Ball curved on the turf itself. Jaguars have it towards the net. Estrada grabs a little bouncer off the ground. It was nicely defended by one of his fellow players, and he just had to reach down and kind of grab the bouncing ball. Ball wasn't even going anywhere. It was bouncing right on the spot where it was sitting. Contact in the center of the field. 2 players down. Jaguars and the Cougars. I think they clobbered knees by the looks of it. Both of them are grabbing their knees. It's clock is stopped at 13:59. Trainer heading out. We've got 13:59 left in this first half. While we have this opportunity, we never did get to the keys to the game. So let's go to that keys to the game graphic. And actually tonight, it's being called keys to the playoffs. The Jaguars, if they can win tonight, they've locked themselves in a quarterfinal game. But let's take a look at those keys to the playoffs. First off, play within. What that means is play to their abilities. Don't try to push too hard. Don't try to try something fancy. And right now, they've been doing that. They've been playing within. They've played with the skills that we have seen all season. And they have actually fine-tuned and worked them out. And then secondly, no heroes is our second bullet point. What we mean by no heroes is, you know what? Use your teammates. Don't think you got to put the whole team on your back and you have to be the one that does all the scoring or the defense or what have you. And then our third bullet point, get greedy. We've been told multiple times the goals for is the tiebreaker for ties. And there's a lot of tight teams here in the top of the standings. So get greedy and get scoring. So those are our keys to the playoffs for the Jaguars. So back to the field. It looks like number 13 here, he cannot put weight on his foot. Aldo Lagunas, the senior defenseman coming off the field. He is not even putting his left leg on the ground at all. His 2 players, fellow players, are carrying him off. Horace Spence, number 31, was the Jaguar player that went down. We were struggling to see the number out there.
Substitution for St. Xavier, number 26, Anthony Moreno.
So Cougars, number 26, Anthony Moreno, the senior defenseman, coming in for his counterpart, his other senior defenseman, Lagunas. We hopefully he's okay there. I know he wasn't able to put any weight on that leg right now. We'll see if we can keep you up to date if we find anything more. They are working on his leg on the sideline. Ball's up front. Here comes number 31, Spence. Spence, I think, totally surprised number 26, Moreno of the Cougars. Spence came running from on the sideline while all Cougar players were looking to the far side of the pitch. And Spence just cruised in and got the ball out of play. James out to Sorich. Jaguars ball. James going to throw it again. James real quick. Little pushing and shoving over here on the near side of the pitch. Shot towards the goal. Estrada. You got Spence trying to distract Estrada. That time the ball just got pushed down. You can just see the wind reacting on that. Jaguars trying to do something in front of the net. Still got it going. Escalante had it there. It looked like he tried to shoot. Cougars putting it out to the side. James. Carrasco wide open over here. Nobody near him. Ball out in front of the net. Trying to get some. Number 14, Gallardo. He had the ball. He was taking it down. Just lost a little bit of control. And unfortunately, it rolled innocently to Estrada. $11:30 in this first half. It's going to be Cougars ball. If you've joined us late, the Jaguars within the first 3.5 minutes of the game put 2 quick goals in the net. And if you showed up late, I'd like to see your note of why you're late. You're missing a really good game. I'm Mark Robert bringing you the action. Eric Mady on camera. Mia Romo and Francisco Mendoza in the control room. Number 2, Rodrigo Hernandez coming into the game. And number 8, Francisco Espinoza back in the game. James. Cougars seem to be loading up the center of the pitch. The Jaguars have had all day to figure out what to do on the near and the outside of the pitch. Nice sliding defense by James. Just under 10 minutes left in this first half. Shots on goal tonight. The Jaguars are up 5-2 in that category. Aguilera about to do the kick. The Cougars have been putting some amazing Beckham Bendums out here tonight. The only problem is their curves keep going the wrong direction. Chandre taking his time. No, he's going to let his own fellow player take it. 9 minutes left in this first half. Judd puts it deep down. Estrada. wind must be getting a little bit stronger out there. Estrada's last few kicks have not gone anywhere near the distance that his first 7 or 8 have gone. He was kicking it 60, 70 yards down the field. Now the ball's barely going 30. You can just see the ball just almost make a right turn to the ground. Out of bounds. Jaguars ball. Ball's in play. Sorage. Popped up in front of the net. Estrada grabs it out of the air. He actually lost a little grip of it. Cougars trying to find some move on the near side of the pitch. In front of the net, towards it, just dribbles across the ground. Chandre easily grabs it. Chandre just slowly dribbling it out. He was about to grab it with his hands, but there's not a single red jersey anywhere near him. So he's just going to keep playing with it and let the clock run. Nobody's moving. Here we go. We got a Cougar player now finally starting to move up the pitch to him. Aguilera now moving in. Chandre finally. Those little kicks that Chandre did made him actual field player and was able to just play around and hang on to the ball. Chandre's action took about 45 seconds off that clock. Cougars ball. Stopping the clock at 5:26. Jaguar player down on the ground. Think it may be James. Trainer comes out to check on James. James is sitting up. So we've got 5:26 on this first half. Jaguars up 2-0. James walking off the field. I wasn't sure if number 12 from the Cougars there, Kapika, was either kind of giving a hand pat to James or was he directing traffic. James just kind of walked right past him. And Kapika didn't seem to make any moves, so I guess he was only looking at instructions. Cougars up in front of the net. Chandre, dangerous play, grabs it out of the air. One little slip and Cougars player could have easily had to score. I believe that's number 15, Irving Moreno, had that opportunity. James seems to be back in and okay. Five minutes left in this first half. James pretty much putting his hands up saying, give me the ball, give me the ball. It's not like the Cougars have any defense against James and his speed. Jaguars trying to put it, now they're up in their game. It looks like they're trying to get that third point on the board. Jaguars in front of the net. No. Cougar, no. Sorge in front. On the far side. Tried to take a shot in front of the net. Estrada grabs it out of there. 4 minutes left. Estrada taking his time, scouting out his players and where to go. Now, interesting enough on that one, the last few shots of Estrada's have been knocked straight down. That one seemed to get caught in the wind and actually went up. Estrada grabbed it out of the air. Jaguars player there, I think that's Judd, was ready to attack it, but if he did, it probably would have easily been an offsides. Jaguars put into play with 3 minutes left in this first half. James on the near side of the pitch. Spence trying to do a header, totally missed. Wind kind of just took it and kept sending it forward over him. Estrada trying to get the ball. Again, a dangerous move, but he had to do a desperation grab for where he was positioned. He was nowhere near the net. And he had 3 Jaguar players closing in around him. Nice sliding defense by the Cougars. 2 minutes left in this half. Looks like it's going to be number 25, Sebastian Palma with the kick. I'm sorry, that's 26. Moreno. 90 seconds in this first half. Aguilera still trying to get up for the Cougars, grabbing his head. Still rubbing his head out there while the action plays around him. Ball out of play. Clock stopped with 1:12. We still got one player for the Cougars. Actually, I'm sorry, he's fixing his shoe. I thought he was out there injured. Oh, shin guard. Kapika going to throw it in. Still waiting for the one player out in the center. Took his shoe completely off. Kapika puts it in play. Spence attacks. Jaguars swarming the ball. 1 minute left in this half. Nice moves by Kapika. 45 seconds left in this first half. Cougars trying to put one last desperation move. Player goes down. Ref said keep going. 30 seconds left in this first half. Still a Cougar player down. Cougars. The player that was down for a while is finally back up. Now Jaguar player is down. 10 seconds left in this half. Clock's just going to run to halftime. And it's halftime. Jaguars find themselves on the board with the lead, 2-0, with 2 early scores in the first 3.5 minutes of this game. Mark Robert with Eric Mady on camera, Francisco Mendoza, our director in the control room, and Mia Romo. We're going to catch you after this intermission, and we will talk to you later.
We are active in the community. Educators, occupational therapists, leaders, nurses, athletes, diverse learners. We are Gulf State.
The GSU bookstore is open and ready to help you prepare this semester. Students can buy or rent course textbooks, purchase a variety of school supplies, and anyone could shop for some sweet Jaguar merchandise. Unable to shop on campus? Visit Governor State's website and click on the bookstore option. Here you can find the link to the bookstore's online page, where you can order any product straight to your address. Let's kick off the school year right. Visit the bookstore today, and remember, go Jaguars.
Lead. We've got the second half underway. Jaguars are now going from north to south or left to right on your streaming monitor, whatever that may be, your TV, laptop, or smartphone. Wind is still fairly strong coming out of the southwest, so the Jaguars are going to be fighting the wind on this second half. Today's National Food Day. I just saw it glimpsed up there. If we can bring it up again now. Hang on, let Chandra put it back. You can bring it up real quick. It's out of bounds. Let's go to the National Food Day. National Food Day is National Nut Day. I don't know if that's meant to describe me or if it's peanuts, cashews, and walnuts. I presume it's peanuts, cashews, and walnuts. Jaguars take a shot towards the net. Estrada, I'm not sure what's going on. Somebody must not have been in play. He was walking around with his hands in the air like he wasn't sure what was going on. So Chandra gets it out of the far end for us. 43 minutes left. We're 2 minutes into this second half.
That's a problem.
Cougars trying to find some sort of movement, and wow, that ball was carried. Chandra tips it out of the way.
You got 16, D?
Got a Cougar player down, although he looked like he was looking up at the ref, trying to get his attention. Clock is stopped at 42:33. Chandra puts it back into play. They received a goose egg. Cougars trying to put a point on the board here. All they were able to do was a goose egg on the first half. Cougars trying to find some sort of opening. Cougars got some opening, although white jerseys swarming over that ball really quick. Far side of the pitch, we do have a Jaguar player down and stopping the clock. 40:58 on the clock. James is down, holding his shin. James limping a little bit. So James has the ball. Puts it in play. Jaguars trying to get some movement down on the far side of the pitch. Cougars look slightly lethargic coming out on this second half. Don't know if they've got a little run down from the first half with the speed that the Jaguars were showing tonight. Jaguars picking up where they left off. Shot up and through the uprights. Little argument going on between one of our guys, number 8, Bencomo, and number 17, Aparicio. Two of them were jawing at each other as they walked up the field. Collision out on the field. Ref says play on. Jaguars bringing it up. Jaguars, they have the numbers. Offsides.
Come on, Andrea. Come on, Andrea.
Got away with that right there. The other guy on the field.
Estrada. Estrada kicks it nice deep down. Sure enough, with that wind at his back, that boot went a good distance. Out of play. It's going to be the Cougars' ball. Breslin trying to find someone to toss it into. He tosses it into a white jersey. James puts it deep down. Whistle. Foul on Jaguars. Ball going to the Cougars. Cougars bring it back to Estrada. Estrada, my goodness. An amazing kick with that wind. Sorge coming into the game, number 23 for the Jaguars. Chandre's going to have to keep an eye on the kicks that are done by Estrada. Twice now, Estrada is trying to put the ball far enough down the field to actually get it to bounce over Chandre. That one was a perfect example of it. Thankfully, the ball was way outside the net area, but that Chandre had no chance to grab that ball out of the air. And if Estrada could do that, it won't be the first long 50-yard plus goal we've seen. Morgan Bean has done it twice for the women's team. Cougars out front. Chandre drops on the ball. Protects it. For such a wide open space, number to Rodrigo Hernandez. Didn't get a good kick behind that. He even had a little bit of time to get himself situated. I mean, he was doing it on the run, so obviously easier for me to say so than for him to possibly accomplish at a full-out run. Jaguars in play. Jaguars put it into play. Out towards the front of the net. Cougars get it out of there. Jaguars trying to find some movement and trying to find some opening on their side. Quick shot of speed there by the Cougars. Jaguars sending it all the way across the side of the pitch. This is what they were doing earlier in the game. Not being afraid to send that ball clear across the pitch. Jaguars trying to set up a shot. I believe that Judd was a little upset. He thinks his arm was grabbed and he was pulled down. He's still looking for the ref to try and make a complaint. Jaguar ball. Rodriguez puts it into play. Brings it actually backwards for Sorich to play it forward. Shot by De Palma. Corner kick for the Jaguars. Kick towards it. Jaguars headed towards the net. Estrada lost the grip of it. Almost tried to tip it in. I wasn't able to tell which player almost put it in. Aguilera had an opening. Unfortunately, took the wrong angle. In fact, the very wrong angle. That ball went way wide right. Jaguars going to bring it up. Going to bring it way up real quick. Cougars bringing it back to find some room. Nice taken away by the Jaguars. Unfortunately out of bounds. Bencomo cruising through there. Breslin puts it in play. Estrada, deep kick. Cougars across the opening of the net. Offsides. Called offsides anyway. Awfully delayed call. The shot was already made. The ball went flying. Everybody started moving back the other direction, and then down came the flag. Out to Garcia. Garcia and Bencomo over here with the blonde locks. Cougar player went down, stopping the clock at 30:49. Pericho, he's on the sidelines and out of the play, so ref says, let's go. Garcia sends it back to Judd. Jaguars trying to get something done. A lot of red jerseys around that ball, and yet it seems to be constantly controlled by a white jersey. 30 minutes left in this game. Shots on goal tonight are almost exactly the same. 6 for Jaguars, 5 for the Cougars. Jaguars are sitting on the high side of yellow cards, 2-0. Bencomo sends it over to the center. Out in the open, Estrada, nice sliding defense. That was a gutsy call by Estrada, but a necessary one. This game would be pretty much over if the Jaguars would have gotten a third goal on the board. Jaguars have it at midfield, taking their time. Almost kind of daring the Cougars players to move in and try to take the ball from them. Rolling, gonna go out of bounds, out of bounds. It's gonna be Cougars ball. Cougars have control of it at midfield. Coach Eggert hollering out instructions from this side. He didn't like the fact that a Cougars player did not have any white jerseys near him. Wouldn't blame him. Jaguars again taking their time, trying to milk some time off that clock. Judd up to Garcia. Off. Whistle. Offsides. Estrada. Deep down the field. Ball way out of play. Jaguars putting it deep down. Defended by the Cougars. Sorry, watching where the ball was going. It was out of the field, out of the stands, and almost out of the park. So ball back in play. Jaguars have it. Estrada getting lined up for a big kick again. No, this is just a line drive to midfield. Garcia kicked that ball probably a good 30, 40 yards up in the air, and instead of the ball going forward, it floated backwards 20 yards. If the Jaguars are going to get anything down to their side, they're going to have to keep the ball low. Meanwhile, the Cougars should attempt to get it up in the air and get it into that jet stream and get that ball to blow down the field for them. I said earlier in the game, most of the time the wind blows from the southwest to the northeast on this stadium. Tonight it seems like it's blowing due north, just straight down the field. Jaguars on the far side of the pitch, finding some room. One defender to beat. Or check that, a couple red defenders. Chandre again is just going to take his time. Judge kitching it over to Sorich. Sorich puts it forward. .23 minutes left in this second half as it keeps ticking down. Leonardo Cotu, number 15, is in for the Jaguars. So it'll be the Cougars' ball. Cougars trying to find some room. Nobody up near them at all. There it is. In front of the near niche, 34. Oh, 34. Aiden Breslin kicked it forward and tried to get it into the reach of Jaden Aguilera. Aguilera was just, he actually tipped it with the toes of his shoes. So instead of a 10.5, if he had a size 11 on, he could have had an excellent chance for a score there. Jaguars in front of the net, trying to get something going. There's like 7 red jerseys and only 3 white jerseys in front of the net, and white jerseys seem to be controlling it most of the time. Jaguars in front of the net, goes through innocently. Look like Croce was trying to rev up to kick it in. Unfortunately, had a very, very rare miss. Back to Chandre. Cougars seem to be attacking Chandre a little bit more when he gets the ball. One, they know he's going to stand there and hang on to it. Secondly, because they're running out of time on this clock. Cougars ball. "20 minutes left in this game. Got a little pushing and shoving in the center of the field. Game action stopped, but number 7, Aguilera, is highly upset. Ref blows the whistle. Clock is stopped at 19:34. Jaden Aguilera still arguing with the ref. Ref says get the clock moving. Spence in the collision, he takes the brunt of it, but he's up and going. Spence trying to chase it down. He was hoping he'd get in front of Estrada. Estrada luckily tips it over to the near side of the pitch. Cougars with the shot, misses wide left. Not too wide, but still wide left. In fact, that was number 7, Aguilera. The one that was throwing a fit earlier showed sportsmanship to help Chandre up. So Aguilera with the corner kick. Shot towards the goal. Defended nicely by the Jaguars. This is one of the best chances. Whoa! Ball took a wicked bounce and hop, and Chandre got caught off guard. Somehow, some way, he was able to leap with himself being flat-footed. Cougars, again, Aguilera trying to find some opening in front. His own player defended the shot. Hernandez, unfortunately, was caught in the way of Aguilera's shot. Jaguars. Out of bounds. High kick by Chandre. That ball went higher than it went long. Got up in that airstream and it just started getting pushed back to Chandre. He almost had to defend his own kick. Out front. Jaguars in front of the net. One defense. Gonna call offsides. .16 minutes left in this second half. Clock is stopped at 15:53. Player down in the center. Limping off. Irving Moreno into the game, number 15 for the Cougars.
Number 15, Irvin Moreno.
Clock is stopped at 15:53. It'll be get ready to go when Estrada kicks. And that clock is now ticking away again. Jaguars tried to get some movement in front of the net. They've been getting in front of the net a lot and just can't find the right alley to get a shot into the goal. There's a shot here. Nice sliding stop by Estrada. Abraham James and Andrea Croce are now in for the Jaguars. .15 minutes left in this second half. Jaguars in front of the net trying to find an opening. Nicely picked off by the Cougars. Garcia finds a player, sends it in. The pushing and shoving out here is getting a little more aggressive. There's a collision by two. Pulled the yellow flag out. Cougars player number 8, Francisco Espinoza, trying to plead his case, and I think he had a case. It looked like two Jaguar players collided. He just happened to be standing in the same vicinity as the collision, and he got called for it. Ball in front of the net. Estrada trying to block it. 3 red jerseys now in front of it. Cougars pick it off and start heading the other way. That was a total collision and nothing from the ref. Ref on the sideline just telling the players keep moving, keep moving. Couto pleading his case. He got blindsided by the Cougar player. Cougar player took him right off his feet. Jaguars ball. Garcia. Judd. Jaguars ball. In comes Juan Gallardo, number 14. Ball in front of the net, fighting for it. One defender. 12 minutes left in this game. Cougars put it deep down. They're going to call offsides on this one. Up and through the uprights. Not sure how they don't call that a offsides. Cougar player actually was well out in front of all of them and was the first one to the goal area. That was number 7, Aguilera, showing some really good speed out there. Chandre just easily tipping it back and forth with his own feet and now puts it out to the far side of the pitch. Every time Chandre gets the ball to put it in play, he tries to milk that clock for every single second he can get off of it. Cougars moving up mid-court. Whistle. Foul. It'll be Cougars ball. Clock still ticking at 10:30. Looks like number 8, Francisco Espinoza, is walking with a little limp out there. Aguilera puts it in play. Off the top bar. Heard that metal ring all the way out here. Chandre grabs it. Again, milking the clock for every second he can get. That kick was so hard into the frame actually lifted up on the front. Jaguars starting to take their time a little bit, just try to play a little bit of keep away. Red jerseys starting to collapse around the play. Cougars ball.
Rafa comes out. Release comes.
9 minutes. Cougars now a few times have attempted to knock the Jaguar person off their feet when they jump in the air. Offsides. Estrada going to come up, sort of become a new player in the offense. Put down deep. Estrada's away from the net. He gets back there in time, though. Jaguars saw that and started using their speed to push that ball down the field. Because Estrada was out by the 30-yard line of the football field numbers, and he had to get back and get back quick. Again, Jaguars content to just play a little bit of keep away. 7:30 left in this game. Nice sliding stop by Estrada. Estrada gets up and gets back to the net really quick. Silverio going to take the corner kick. Check that, it was a throw in. 7 minutes left in this game. With just under 7 minutes left in this game, the Cougars have a new opponent on the field, and that is the clock. That clock is starting to tick away and is now becoming their worst enemy. Nice long kick. Estrada seemed like he was caught, not sure what to do with it. He didn't know if he should grab it or kick it, and then kind of in between, kicked it while it was still up in the air and could have been caught. .6 minutes away from the Jaguars being in the top spot for at least a few days.
Every single time we're offside. Every time we're offside.
Stopping the clock, bringing a yellow card.
Holy cow. 11 in a row, huh?
5:39. I believe he flagged the card to James.
Substitution for St. Xavier, number 23, Pablo Guerrero.
The ref pulled out a yellow card. There was really no players around him, but the direction he faced pretty much looked straight at James. Jaguars ball. Judd goes down. Bring it back to Chandra here again. Chandra sits and just holds it. Another stop by Estrada. That sliding defense of his has been excellent tonight. That's the fourth shot he has stopped that way. 4:30 left in this game. 4 minutes and 30 seconds from the Jaguars having sole possession of first place. Also, we're looking at 4:20 away from the Jaguars securing a home quarterfinal game. Jaguars out in front of the net. Estrada, nice stop. I don't know if Estrada was trying to catch that ball or putting his hands up to save his life. That was a drill. Clock's ticking away. We're just under 4 minutes left in this game. Corner kick for the Jaguars. Ball in play. Estrada punches it out of there. Literally punches it out of there. Cougars know that clock is ticking, and that clock is ticking faster than they'd like it. Jaguars desperately trying to find some sort of opening. Jaguars got it. Escalante taking it back the other way on the far side of the pitch. 3 minutes left in this game. Stopping the clock. Another yellow card for Pedro Guzman. Clock is stopped at 2:47. Jaguars going to put it into play. All the way out to Estrada. Estrada grabs it and throws it back. If you're loving this action tonight, tune in tomorrow when we've got the women's team playing St. Xavier. Their game will start at 7 o'clock tomorrow night on your favorite streaming channel, the Jaguar Sports Network. Awful kick. I don't know if that was deflected or he caught that ball wrong. Ball headed down. Chandre grabs it. 2 minutes left in this game. Chandre tries to put it as deep as he can to fight that wind. Cougars out in the center of the pitch. Wherever that ball goes, there's at least 2 or 3 white jerseys starting to swarm on top of it. And, of course, right now they have the ball. Out of bounds, though. Cougars. Diego Rodriguez is in the game. Ball's in play. One minute left in this game. Cougars have less than a minute to put 2 goals in. Something they haven't been able to do for 59 minutes. Cougars making some good movement. Way outside the net. .30 seconds left in this game. Chandre taking his time. As usual, he's going to dare one of the Cougar players to come up after him. 15 seconds left in this game. 10 seconds. 5 seconds from being sole first place. 2 seconds, 1 second, and the Jaguars have just locked in a first-round home field game for the playoffs. So the Jaguars come out of this game with a 2-zip victory over St. Xavier Cougars. Mark Robert bringing you tonight's game. Eric Mady on camera. Francisco Mendoza, our director, and Mia Romo in the control room. Mark Robert, come check us out tomorrow when we have the women's soccer team playing St. Xavier Cougars at 7 o'clock. Good night, everybody.